uh, you found the lost lesson last time, and then I found it, and I realized that we'd worked on that. Right? We worked on, which was maybe the first lesson after I studied one lesson and then went to Roy Burns for like 4 or 5 lessons and then came back. And so I'd love to know what that lesson is. But now, I think this is kind of cool, you know. The chronology of strokes is important, and it has a lot to do with learning the technique. It's interesting because here's Richard Wilson providing a chronology relative to my having already studied the technique through Wally Snow and Murray Spivack. And so he started me off with some things that were perhaps more advanced than if you'd just gone to him without having studied, I guess. And so what I had you working on last week was that Richard Wilson exercise. Now that was a fairly somewhat modern approach to creating an exercise for a student to learn this technique. And so I was thinking about it. Now, I also found an in-between lesson. So there's lessons that aren't part of my formal stack that I found. So we have that first lesson that I had given you previously. Now there's another lesson. And I think it would be more hip, because this is kind of, I know you enjoy all things having to do with formally studying an instrument, you know, the study of art. What did you just call it earlier? Study
of any art form
of an,
or
of an art form. Okay. So it's interesting because, you know, I went through this just like the rest of us, just like the rest of you guys, and so I think it would be appropriate, because on 1-391, that was that lost lesson. It's, you know, a lot of throwing for 4 and then groups of 16th notes as singles, right? And then I jumped ahead one lesson. And there's that lesson in cut time, then it goes into 9/16, where an 8th note equals a 16th note, the metric modulation. Well, that's a lot to ask from a student, maybe.
it's brilliant.
That,
Exercises.
well, that was my third lesson. But to be fair, and I just watched you play some of it, so it's looking okay, right? Before I turned on the camera. Now, unfortunately, oh shoosh, you're on your phone. So how would I? But the last lesson I just taught it to you. I mean, I can send it to you, but you can't look at it. Your laptop, I don't know. Eventually, you're going to want to really get back to studying on your laptop. Okay, it's a much better way, so you can see me. Right, that's very helpful. Anyway, I was thinking about this morning though, and so you want to just jump in and give it a go, because there is a chronology just with regards to these strokes that he provided right at the beginning, and this one isn't quite as complex as the one you worked on last week. So, you know, it's not backtracking, really. That was a Dick Wilsonism. He said, you know, ever notice, Kevin, you're on the freeway, and even if you're in the fast lane, you're always backing up because there's someone hitting in front of you. So it feels like even though you're going forward, you're always backing up. And, but we're going forward, even though we're letting the car in front of us, because, all right. And, so, this exercise stays in cut time. And here's what it is. You want to write it down? Do you have a pen and paper there? We're in the red room today. And, yeah, you know, I played in a band out of Toronto called The Red. Yeah, Daniel Lanois liked the band very much. We recorded at his studio. It's pretty cool. It's a good band. So yeah, so it's all eighth notes in cut time. So it's right, left, left, right. Just have to write down the sticking really. And then left, right, left, left, right. And then left, right, right, right. And then it reverses. Left, right, right, left. Right, left, left, left. Okay? It's really nothing in terms of its complexity. However, how do you play this thing in a relaxed fashion? And we're learning to play this thing using this Spivack Wilson technique. And I like to, I'll stop, I'll have to, at some point I'll stop providing the caveat that I work primarily on traditional, but I do a lot of teaching in math, so, but it's not the same. And I do practice, you know, if I know I'm teaching a student in math, I practice in math, starting the day before I start practicing. Because it's different, you know, and this idea of cross-lateral transference, they would say it doesn't always work. Well, just because one hand can do it in the match grip doesn't mean the other can do it in the match grip, right? It doesn't always, which is fascinating, right? That one is interesting. To do a whole thesis on why that might be, right? If anyone was going to write that thesis, it would be you. Okay, you wrote a thesis on Jim Blackley, right? Yeah, very cool. Okay, so right, left, left, right, left, right, right, right. Okay. And so a half note. So we're going to cut time. The half note is 72 to 80. So, 72. Let's see. Now, what's happening here? Richard Wilson has the ups notated, and then we're really throwing for 3, aren't we?
Yeah, that's what I saw you do.
Right. So, but we need to get that up. Stroke. Ah, 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 ah. Ah, 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 ah. That's all it is. It's just very simple. But can you play it? Now maybe you'd want to slow it down just a little. did say seven. I mean, he started me at 72, but why don't you put yours like 69? Did you end up getting that 2 pound weight?
What I was.
Okay. Probably want to get a hold of a 2 pound weight. We don't have Kmart out here, but I miss Kmart. Just go to Kmart. They'll have it. Okay. Um, so, can you play that? 69. You know, you go ahead. What did you say? Pardon? Metronome is 69.
Yeah.
You're uh, you're a little broken up with regards to your audio as you speak.
That's tricky. This is tricky. Ah.
Stop. Now, pardon me. This is why tempo is very important once we get into rebounds, because it can be more difficult to rebound at slower tempos. And yet, if the tempo is too fast, the student can't comprehend what's going on. It's all happening too quickly. So what you're doing right now, and by the way, it's not bad. See? It's coming along, isn't it? So, but however, you're turning twice for the first two lefts in the first bar and the first two rights in the second bar. So yeah, so you see, I mean, we could slow it down a little more. Look, what happens if we put it at like 66? Let's just see if it's playable. It's playable. We want the doubles just to rebound. Okay? And we don't want to turn twice. This is a rebound exercise. It's bracketed. I'll send it to you. But those lefts are bracketed, just like the three rights are bracketed, meaning indicating that it's a rebound. So go ahead and play it at 66 and see if you can get the thing to rebound. Particularly the two notes that are doubles as rebound. Turning in the left twice. Nope. You're turning twice. You're turning twice. There it is.
I had it there. Yeah. I felt that.
The right's getting it, but the left wants to turn twice. Nope. Twice. Turning twice. That was a little better. You just get one turn. and maintain your fulcrum. Now, where's the upstroke?
Yeah, yeah, I left one out.
Where's the upstroke? Let's discuss.
Well, we have the second right, that's an up.
Leading to the throw for the three.
And then in the second right, we're that second left, leading us right.
Up, up. Uh, 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 See, I just drop it. Drop. Just do it one way. See if you can get an actual upstroke. Stop turning to the ceiling and then going up. Is it really dropping from parallel from the floor? A little better, see? You don't have to turn up, Joe. Now show me, here's what an upstroke looks like. So we're here, right? And all we do is we just drop the stick, see? We just turn and do that. Which you were working on with flams, see? See, as you touch, by merely bending the touch, you're already starting to go up. It's tiny, look how little it is. Look, it doesn't go like this. Show me the up. You must start parallel. No, come on, get down parallel. Now show me just the up. I don't think. Let's see. See how this looks. See how this looks back here. Yours seems to kind of. The arm might not be quite as loose as it needs to be, but this little bend, we can just turn, or we can just use gravity. Look how little it is. Look. Look. If we're only turning down half an inch, the wrist would only go up half an inch. No, yours went up like an inch. That's better, isn't it? See? It's tiny, isn't it? You're already going up. So once you get this little thing, now you turn. There you go, better. And that's what you're trying to get to. You're trying to get that to happen here. So what is it again? And then there's the Murray. He gets Louis to come up pretty high, even further back. But right, we're not doing that. But we're just trying to get. So we're getting Yeah, you don't need the metronome for a minute. There you go, better. Yeah, make sure you get the turn, the Murray teaching Louis turn. There, see, it's better. Come on. Where's this little thing? It's only supposed to move a half an inch. If you lift the bead up to the ceiling first, it's something different, isn't it, right now? There you go, better. And how do you go the other way? Okay, and how about the other way? You turn to the ceiling. Nope, turn to the ceiling. Just play an upstroke in the left now. Just feel it. Just get. Are you parallel? I don't think you're even parallel. No, wait. We're just left right now. Just show me just the up in the left. Get parallel. And turn off you don't need the metronome for me. I think you moved more than a half an inch. The bead went down a half an inch because the surface will stop you. You have to move a half an inch with the bead. But see, that's a little much, I think. Too big. All you have to do is touch. See, that's it. See, all you did was touch. You don't have to go. You don't have to make yourself go up. It goes up by itself. Yeah, like that. And now turn to the ceiling like Murray had Louis. Come on, turn. No, no. That's your thing. Yeah, there you go. You see? Stop with the extras. You're done. You're already up. There you go. And you come down and play 3 notes like that. See if you can do it in real time. No metronome. No metronome. Just it doesn't matter. You know what it is. We'll probably do this at 60. There you go. Better. There. I would have liked a little more. You don't need much of this. You need this. The wrist turn part. They're both wrist turns, but I don't think you just dropped. Drop. Okay, it's better. Okay? So this is a cool exercise. Isn't it beautiful?
It is.
Yeah. You got it keeps your mind moving. And of course it keeps the hands moving. And so we'll work on this from 60 to 66. Maybe you can get it up to 72, okay? So I'll send that to you. So just have fun with this right now. Because right now it's still a work in progress. I mean, we could go round and round and you could play it, but I'm going to keep busting you. So you need to spend some time on your own in that meditative state, the Alan Watts guided meditation. Well, now, the easiest way to get into the meditative state is to simply is to start by listening. So, okay. Now, the next thing in this is 11091. So that's where we are right now. I can see Richard Wilson's amber carpet. It was a very popular color at the time. It's kind of cool, actually. And there's cobwebs everywhere. He's too busy thinking to clean. Let the spiders do what they want to do. Apparently, Dick Wilson, before I was studying, he would teach in the what was really a dining room, but he'd never. I remember. I think he did with his former wife, Judy, but he was teaching out of that dining room right next to the kitchen, and there was a set of windows that opened thusly, and then there was the door behind him. I don't remember if it had a screen on it or not, but apparently it'd be a beautiful day, he'd have the windows open. There were no screens, and there was a bee's nest just outside. So the student would be studying. He'd have the symphonic music blasting, some kind of I don't know, it could be Ludoslavsky, all kinds of weird time signatures, and that's going on pretty loud. And then apparently there would be bees flying around, and you'd be trying to study. Don't worry, they won't bother you. I mean, And the music, yeah. So do it like that. Okay, so now what he has me, he's got me in doubles, rebound, and roll strokes. And here he has me at 108 on this particular date. Right? And I had you at 104 last time. Did he slow me down? Let's see. Yeah, he slowed me down to 104. Interesting. So let's use, so we're going to use guided meditation to interpret what to do next. And so I had you at 104. And you can see it, all three of these lessons, he starts off with an exercise that he's written, created, and then it has me go into doubles and roll strokes. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll play at 104. Now I take that back. We tried you at 104, but it wasn't working, right? So we went down to 60 at 16th notes. Did I have you get up to 8? How far did I take you up? To 72. So again, I had to meditate my way through Dick Wilson's instructions to get to a place that would work for you within the context of this organized approach, starting off with an exercise and then getting into doubles on the roll, on rebound and roll strokes. So, boy, 60 is slow. Okay, we're just at 69. You're going to work on this exercise at 60. This exercise involves rebounds. You see his thinking, right? So we need to get to what it is you were having problems with in the exercise, which was playing the double, right? Playing the double. So my shoulders. There. Throat. My left throw got better as I went along. Right? That's what we're doing. We're like making adjustments as we go along, trying to think of everything, really. Okay, so go ahead and let's take a look. Metronome at 60. And let's see what's happening. Go and play a 5-stroke roll. Okay. So do you know what you fixed? Or did it happen instinctively?
Well, it's a rebound.
No, you fixed something else.
Look that up.
What's that? I'll tell you, you're getting terrible breakup with regards to your speaking voice. No, no, you don't have to keep. Yeah, okay. But, well, what you weren't doing in the left is what you were doing in the right, so that you're getting a nice motion up, and then you were turning up in the right, and the left, first several passes, the left didn't turn up as high. So your accents probably aren't going to be even, won't be consistent, but then you fixed it, and then the left started turning up. It was really good, right? Okay. Let's just see. So he started me at 104. What is that like? I mean, you can play those doubles really fast, you know. But I mentioned to you, can you play them up and down? And so last lesson, 104 was tricky for you, huh? So we're getting something like this. Can you do it? Play it at 104? Now that's a big jump up, but maybe you can this week. Downstroke roll. Okay. So it's gotten better, hasn't it? By virtue, I think, of us slowing you down, and you just sitting there at a slower tempo and turning. Now your right was a little louder than your left. Again, here, don't play. I know you want. Here it wasn't about the throw not turning as high in the left. Here it was that the left wasn't turning as high for the doubles, not quite as high. So it was a little right-centric, but it was much better. Now, right. All right. Let's see. Now I started off with singles, interestingly, because I got to warm up my, I like that feel, because that's really what it is. You have to, we're turning at that speed, right? We're turning at that speed. I'm trying to find it. There, started to come along. It's not really that big a deal. Played at 120. See what it looks like. Want to start with the singles? Want to start with the singles? Okay, back to doubles. See, I think that was what we were noticing last time, and it's starting to that is becoming revealed again, because I don't think it's the sound over the internet. I seem to be hearing and I want see? That's different. See? Even if I bring up it doesn't sound like this. It sounds more open. I'm working on my left right now. Yes, we don't want it to start. We don't want it to start sounding like da 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 da. We want it to sound like da 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 da. All right. So how are we going to fix that? That's why I slowed you down. So as soon as you get to 120, it becomes something else. I think it's time to discuss something else, okay? It is better. You're at 104 sounding better. But if it's at 120, the problem still exists at 104, most likely. You know, conceptually, there's something you're not tapped into, so that you can't speed it up and maintain a certain quality of rebound. So, now, Carlos told me at one point about this idea that there's a fulcrum, the fulcrum might be somewhere in the middle of the three-finger grip. And Richard Martinez was hanging out at the Baked Potato with Carlos and Richard Wilson. And Carlos was kind of getting in Dick's face about, he was in that kind of mood. He was studying with Richard Wilson. Well, Murray told me that, have I ever shown you this? That you squeeze the stick so tight that you make a groove in your thumb. Have we done that? We have, haven't we? Well, we need to do it again. Okay? Now the gig is, Joe, isn't just to make it about the groove in the thumb. The groove in the thumb gives you an indication that you're really giving it a good squeeze. But you see, I'm sending energy from the ball of the thumb, middle of the ball of the thumb, energy equally to the first finger and to the middle finger. That's what I'm feeling. And here I'm squeezing, that's about as tight as I can squeeze. Can you send the energy from the middle of the thumb directly in between, so that the energy will be, ultimately, it's equal energy towards the first finger and middle finger via the center of the thumb. Then the energy will really ultimately run directly across from that spot in the thumb, somewhere in between the first finger and the third finger, and you have this three-pronged grip. Show me it to the side. No, yeah. Okay, okay.
This way?
Yeah, you see, I'm just not sure. It doesn't quite look right. So let's discuss. Okay?
What you're describing.
What's that?
What you're describing. Sending that energy.
I don't. The sound is so bad. It's hard to understand what you're saying, and maybe it doesn't matter. Here's where I get to justify me taking over, and I don't mean to. I really wish I could hear you better. You know, because as a teacher yourself, it's interesting to get your input. You're using certain language with your students, and I want to be able to hear you. But for whatever reason, you got to get your laptop fixed. So you'll notice. Look, check it out. Yours doesn't look like mine. Do you see the difference? Yours looks like this. You got the middle finger pulled to the palm. That's tight for you. See, it's as tight as I can be. I can't squeeze any tighter, but it doesn't go to my palm. Does yours? Are you squeezing as hard as you can? Now it's not on your palm, but when you watch the video back, you'll see it was on your palm.
I got my finger in between the butt end and the palm.
Well, now you do. We don't know how far it would be away from the palm, really. But I got the feeling that squeezing the stick tight meant you're pulling it towards the palm. Were you?
Not right now.
Are you squeezing as tight as you can?
I am.
Yeah. And do you have as much pressure going? Now take off your first finger. Let me see it. Show it to me. Show me. See, it's not right. Your thumb is way up here. You're not squeezing. If you were really squeezing, the stick would go sideways. If you're just, oh, I busted you. Stay with me now. If you were really squeezing in the way that I'm suggesting, the middle finger would start to feel almost like the first finger.
Oh,
See, it's almost across from the thumb. Yours is way up. Come on, get your other fingers off. Take. That's different than what you were doing, isn't it? Very different. And that has nothing to do with pulling it to the palm. You're trying to squeeze the stick in half. You're trying to make a big dent in the stick, not pull it into your palm. Okay, now maybe the thumb is a little too low. You're right. So just bring that thumb up to tiniest bit, too much, maybe too much, somewhere in there. Now take your ring finger off, get it away. There, see, now you have a grip. There's force running from the thumb to the middle finger. Now do that with your first finger. It's easier now put your first finger, take your middle finger off. That's easier, isn't it, somehow? Right? It ain't the plus sign, however. Okay, now put the middle finger on. Take the first finger off. Do you really feel, see, now the thumb is closer. It looks more similar to it running across from the first. It's just going down at a slight angle. The thumb down to the middle finger, the same angle here. It doesn't look like this.
Right, that's right.
It's a perfect three-prong grip. And yours wasn't. That's why you like to go into half turned over, and that's why I think you're not getting the stick to bounce. There you come on. Get the middle finger up a little bit. Get this perfect grip. There. Take your first finger off and feel how it feels right there. Squeeze hard there. Squeeze. Squeeze. The stick shouldn't move if you're really properly aligned. The only thing that would happen is you'd start, if the stick wasn't as solid as it is, you'd start to make a dent. Now put the first finger on and get that energy to run right across. I've been doing that for a while now, so I don't want to, because you don't want to hurt yourself. This is
Huh.
somewhat, there you go. Very different. Now, with this grip in mind, this grip, this little three-finger, three-pronged grip, watch. Gotta have it right here. Now when I come, stay with me. You're like you're fascinated, which is good. That's good. But you can look at it, but you also want to feel it. Now, and you don't need that middle finger. That ring finger wants to come in. You don't need it. You take it right off for a minute. Right up the ring finger. Off. Look, I'm making a peace sign with my baby finger. Yeah. Let them up. Look, I can make a peace sign. Kind of. Well. Okay. A little bit. You're there! Feel, okay, I'm not asking you to play that way, but now it's really off. You've taken them away. They have nothing to do with anything. Now, when you come down, now stay with me now, if you can see me in your phone. If you come down here, see, so we have this feeling, right? We come down here. Now there's a little bit of a feeling of the stick laying in the hand. Now that it feels like the stick is laying in the hand. Relax. Now you can relax your baby finger now. But just don't go putting it on. And don't put the ring finger on. And the stick is now laying in the hand in a different way. It feels a little different, and you can relax that a little. You go from here, really squeeze to feel it. Come down here, and that doesn't go away ever, right? So we just get, that's all you need. But you have to keep sending that energy across so that the stick is rolling through there. No, look, you don't have to turn up that high. Just look. No, you don't have to do this. It's good that you can. That's cool. I just want you to feel this, and then turn. Why are you turning so high? Can't you? There you go. You feel it in there? Come on, you feel it right. You really want to turn up high, huh? You want to throw that stick up in the air. You don't have to throw it up in the air that high. You feel that thumb sending an equal energy to the middle finger? Yeah, now take your first finger off, just for fun, to make sure. Take your fourth and fifth off. Relax. Yeah, now go ahead and play now. No, you went real high again. Well, you really like to do that. There. Feel the energy running from the thumb to the middle finger? Now take the middle finger off and put the first finger on. Now go and do that again. You went really high again. Boy, you love to do that. You can turn up a little. I want you to turn your wrist. You just don't need to throw it back over your shoulder. There. Now go ahead and put the middle finger on. And have it all, threw it real high again. You've lost your spot. Do you feel the thumb sending energy to both the first finger and the middle finger? Do you? Why are you turning so high? Why do you feel like you need that momentum or something? Do you really feel the thumb sending energy to the middle finger? Is it positioned far enough back so it's right across from that place directly in between the first and the middle finger? See? There. So if you put the metronome at 92, that's kind of where you really start to get into rebounds, I think. 92 is... So you see, I get this to happen. Don't put your metronome on quite yet. Well, because mine's on. Joe? Okay. So stay with me now. So I've got this happening, right? See how I can take my fourth and fifth off? Now if I'm going to play, they're not even on the stick. I can relax them. This shows you that they're off. I could play. Dick Wilson would play crescendo strokes with his other two fingers sticking out like he just did with the peace sign. Okay? So it's this, right? That energy is going right from the thumb so that you can really feel the stick. What's it moving around? What's it essentially moving around?
Or at the bottom of the middle finger, the first segment of the middle
Oh,
finger.
you're not getting it. No. No. See? This is great. Really going to help you. No. It's a three-prong grip. Now, sure, the stick, there's friction and the stick is moving through this whole area, right? But what's consistent in terms of the center of the grip? What is truly perhaps the fulcrum here? Go ahead and try it. Move the stick through there. What do you feel? No, you say you're like in a first finger thumb grip. You look more like this. First finger and thumb, middle finger is going to be down here, and then I'm going to move the middle finger. And that's all you're feeling. That's not what it is. The thumb is right in the center of the first finger and the middle finger. Yeah. See, it's moving through here, Joe. So that when you do this, see how the thumb is right in the center? Can you see it? Hold it up. Hold it up so I can see it. It looks better. Now the thumb looks like it has a chance. Go ahead and move the stick through here. Well, your thumb is a little high. See, my thumb, look at my, that's not too bad. Okay, so where do you feel the stick rolling through? Or moving around? Or passing through?
Out of the thumb and the tip of the forefinger.
Where?
God.
Where? Pardon?
Out of the thumb and the crook of the forefinger. The guide did.
The thumb and the crook of what?
Index finger.
No, that's what I'm trying to. No, that's what I'm telling you. You're doing wrong. So you're not feeling it. Of course, it's moving through there, but it's also moving through the middle finger. So you're not feeling it. All you feel is this. This is your thing. You came in with this plus sign grip. I don't even know what that is. Some kind of plus. You created a plus sign. It was all about the first finger and thumb creating a plus sign. Okay. I'm gonna hip you to this. This is a big deal. Okay, so we're gonna conceptually you don't get it, and you're not feeling it either. So today you're gonna have it. In just a minute. It's anticipation. See the thumb? It's right in between. Come on, hold your hand up where I can see it. You're out of frame. Yeah. Now get your thumb down a little lower. Get the first finger up just a little. The first finger. Get that thumb in the middle, in between the first finger and the middle finger. See it? It's not bad. Now take your other stick and run it through your first finger and middle finger out to that thumb. Do this. Give me the cross. It's a religious experience. No, you're still not getting it. The energy doesn't run to the middle finger only. So take your stick and run it from the middle of the thumb to the middle finger. And what would it look like? From the thumb to the middle finger right now. Let's just break this down. What would that look like? It wouldn't look like that. No, my thumb is up here. The middle of it, right there. See the middle of the nail? Right in the middle. And then its energy is running down to the middle finger. So the stick would be at an angle like this. Look. Isn't that where the energy is running? Show me where the energy is running with your stick. No. Your stick isn't in the thumb. It has to be in the middle of the thumb. There, and run it down to the nail of your middle finger. From the thumb to the nail. Ta-da! There. That's where the energy is moving. You're sending energy. Come on, middle of the thumb, down to there. It would look like that. Ta-da. Now, from the middle of the thumb, show me the energy running to the first finger. What will that look like? You start to get it. That goes like this, doesn't it? So the stick is, you're sending energy like this, and you're sending energy like this. There you go. And the center of the whole thing is right here. Come on. The center is right there in between the two. It's equal pressure. And that's where you want to, come on, get your stick straight in the air, pointing up to the ceiling. Yeah, there you go. That's where everything is happening, right in there. You're not feeling that. So, in a sense, the middle, I'll give it to you now, the center of the thumb is the fulcrum. No, stay here with me. Don't jump, run off. So it's the thumb, the stick is moving around the center of the thumb. Yeah, let's see, take your other fingers away. And yeah, open your hand up. You know? Yeah. Now the stick is rolling through here, isn't it? Through the center of the thumb. Don't move your no, it doesn't go out to the tip. It's running along the flat. Look, it's running through here. It's running through here.
Yes.
Yes. Like that. That's the fulcrum. But you don't feel that. You feel the first finger and thumb with the middle finger pulling. All you do is you set this three-prong grip up. So you're sending equal pressure, and the stick will roll through the hand like that. Yeah. So that if you feel this stick rocking properly with this approach, you'll feel the stick rolling through that area. With me here? The stick will roll through that area. We're watching this here, right? We're watching it here. See, I'm thinking right here. Thumb. It's the thumb. It's the thumb. It's the thumb right here. Right here. So that I get the feeling of the stick running through there. Right there. And I can squeeze pretty tight. If I really get that, if I get that feeling running right to the center in between the first finger and middle finger, I can squeeze pretty damn tight and it'll still bounce. See? That's Carlos Vega would say, this is something I read. You're holding the stick, Joe, you're holding the stick tight, but you're loose. See, you can grab this thing. But for you, when we started, for you, when I said really squeeze it tight, that meant pulling the butt end into the palm. That's no, you can, no matter how hard you squeeze, you won't move the butt end. You're sending energy out here somewhere. It's not pulling in. It's just creating this beautiful little three-prong grip. Yeah, and you come down here, right, with this little three-prong grip, and you get that stick to bounce without throwing it up. I mean, we can turn up higher. We want to be able to do that too, of course. You really have to keep the thumb centered. Now stop. Right? Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. I want you to look down at your hand. Your right hand. Just look down at it. Don't move it. First of all, it's perfect. Notice what's happening that it doesn't happen when you normally play doubles. You're in palm down. Because the stick has to move around this thumb. No longer are you doing this. Sideways on the side. Doesn't mean we can't play half turned over properly. See, that's palm down. That will allow the stick to run through that area I just provided. That's it, Joe. Go ahead and play a double. Don't turn too high, just normal, up and down. Yeah, see? Come on, don't start twisting. You got to keep that thumb straight. The energy has to run right back towards the middle finger, which means it's going like this, remember? This is, you didn't know it. It's going like this, and there's energy going like this, and if they're even, ultimately the energy goes somewhere in between, right in the center. Yeah. There you go. See your palm down now. Now you're getting the Spivack grip. Yes, that's it. Can you do that in both hands? Just play doubles like that for a minute. That's it. Gotta feel that thumb. You've got
Cross transference.
What's that?
Cross lateral transference.
Ready? Now just play some doubles, keeping that in mind. Yeah, you're already starting to go into half turned over in the right. Why? Why? Is that so straightening out a little? You really got that thumb sending energy towards the middle finger? You can kind of play with your mind, not to turn too high. Together, play a 5-stroke roll. Don't All right, so that's what's been missing. And you're going to have to perfect it, because as soon as you were just perfect. Went just one hand alone, and you went like this. You can hold it up in the air like this and get it. You always look like this. Notice, I look like this. I see a 3-finger grip. My middle finger isn't pointing down. The thumb is directly across from somewhere in between the two. So that it's going to go like here. Now, can you do this? Come on. Yeah, just turn your wrist. Don't change this. You can squeeze. I can squeeze real tight and get it to move. Go ahead and squeeze as tight as you can. If you send,
It's moving. It's still moving.
if you send the energy right in between the two fingers, the first and the middle, and right from the center of the thumb, you build a tiny little, it's a tiny little fulcrum. And no matter how tight, yeah, cool, isn't it?
That is something else.
You're tight, but you're loose.
Holy smokes.
Go ahead and play singles like that. Tap, 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 just put it on the surface. Come on, keep doing it. Just do this. Just get this little thing. See your palm down right now, right? And I'm just going to do that here. Stay with me. Don't just go off playing. See, I know.
Yeah,
It's exciting. But look, see, I'm getting this little wiggly thing.
it's fascinating.
Like a rubber pencil. See it?
Yeah.
See it? Now watch. If I want to put this on the surface, I don't need to go bang, bang, bang. Look, I just do this. I don't have to be loud. But I have to feel it moving through here. Now do it in the air, just above the surface. No, just right here. Right here. Come on, keep it moving. Keep that thumb directly sending energy just a little. You don't need to move too much. And don't go pulling with your fingers. I am not using my fingers at all. Might look like if there's whatever happens, happens. Move a little less. That'll be real loud. Stay palm down. Stay palm down so the thumb is nice and flat and sending energy right this way. See, the thumb is this, look. There's the middle of my thumb. If I turn half turned over, here's the middle of my thumb. Take your other stick and put it at the middle of your thumb. No, middle of the thumb now. Middle of the thumb. Middle of the thumb. That's there. See, now you're palm down. And your stick is flat. That's the middle of the thumb. When you play, that's what you want. You don't want to lose. There you go! That's the middle of now. Now go ahead and play half turned over and watch how your other stick will go into an end. No, you didn't follow. You didn't follow your thumb.
Okay, okay.
There.
That's what's going to happen.
That's all you can. That's all you know until today. Instead of that. Look, that's gorgeous. You got it, man. That's a single. That's a single. Oh man, there you go. Palm down, 3-finger, tiny little grip. Everything's happening up here. Now, do that in your other hand. You got it. Do that in your other hand. Put the stick to your thumb. That really relax your elbow. What the heck is your elbow sticking out for? The stick would move. The thumb would move around it, right? Look, this other stick isn't going to move because the thumb is just swiveling here around this little, it's like a fulcrum point. There you go. Now if you can keep your thumb aiming like that in both hands and play singles, just like that, keep that going and have the other hand as though you have the stick up to it. Come on, get palm down. No, come on. You're not quite palm down. You see, you've lost it. The thumb, watch. Oh, you lost it now, you're real loud. You had it, you're just like this, with the thumb pointed, right? So the two thumbs are pointing at each other, aren't they? Look. See how my two thumbs are pointing at each other? And then I just do this. Look how little that is. Look at it. I can't see, you're too close. Back up just a little or put your hands closer together. Yeah, are the thumbnails pointing at each other? Yeah, see, if you go into half turned over, the thumbnails are pointing at your face. Go into half turned over. Feel the difference. See, now the thumbnails are pointing at your face.
Yeah.
Have them face each other. Have your thumbnails face each other. Squeeze. You can give it a good squeeze. Really feel that Carlos divot in your thumb. There. Put that on the surface. Don't change it. No. There. Yeah, you can just come down. You just come down again. You're half turned over in the right. You're half turned over.
Yeah, I felt that.
No, it's too loud. That's too loud. You weren't playing that loud. You were doing this. There it is. 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 That's what doubles would feel like. You'd play them a little slower. They see there. There. Dugga 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 dugga. You were here. You were dugga 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 dugga. You were like 120. One and a two and a one. See that? It's right through here. Okay? So it's not about blazing real fast. If you can't do that, it's not going to get fast and sound good, sound correct. Go ahead and do it. You got it. 120. Come on, keep it low. There it is. No, pounding. Don't pound. Thumbs face each other. Get quieter. You got it. Keep the thumbs. Keep your grip. Throw on every 4 notes. Dugga 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 dugga. Come on, make a little throw. Stop. Go the other way.
Okay, hold on a second.
Down. You lost it. Do your thing. Okay, stop. Get the singles. Flatten out again. You had it. You had it. Flatten out. Make a little throw like you did in the right. Gosh, Faith. We got you getting it in the left. You just do what you do. Stop. Get better in the right. Flatten out. Get your 3-finger Carlos grip. Now just play singles. Just play singles. And listen to Now make little throws in your right and see what it looks like. Start with the singles, get the feeling. Other way now, and moving that little.
Okay.
Start with singles, get the out. Moving less than the right, but not bad. Did you put the six? Did you put the 6/8? Dugga 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 dugga. So it'd be dugga 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 dugga. Get a little unmoving. There's 6/8. See? There's nothing, man. No, no, you're half turned over in the right. You got
Yeah, I know. So.
stop. Stop. First, you got to get the singles. Now, coming along, isn't it? That's what you haven't been doing. Yeah. You start with this, so I'm going to have you do that at 120. Spivack, just the first bar of the 4/4 upstroke and downstroke page. Yeah, let that stick be free. Come on. If you're going to do it in the air, you don't have to move too much. Yeah, get that stick to float. It's got to float through that 3-finger area. Yeah. And you don't have to turn that high to feel it. You can do tiny little rubber pencil. There. Just let it touch the thing. Even smaller. 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 Yeah, just let it touch. Someone, look. Just let it touch. Just let it touch. There. Oh my God. That's it. See how gentle that is? How beautiful that is? The stick is free. You're not choking the stick with using the back fingers. Joe, you got it. All right, yes, we're stopping. Like Seinfeld. George shows up at the party. First thing he says, the whole room cracks up. He's just got there, but he says, "See you later," because he wants to leave. He wants to leave on a high note. So that's it. We're leaving on a high note. I'm turning off the camera.